recording the class, and let me know once you are able to see my screen. All right, Pablo, got it. Okay, so let's go to the poster. Let's see who we have here. Here we have. Okay, so Omar's Omar's team. We're gonna start with you guys first. So go ahead and talk to us about this poster that you made. Who is he? Um, Relevant things and even some qualities that this person has. So let me see if I can get a little bit. Okay, so this is the biggest I can make. Now, go ahead. Go ahead. I think it's team number. Team number 2, right? So go ahead, team number 2. Tell us a little bit about your poster. Oh, okay. Or anyone else from the team? Aside from Omar, anyone from team number 2 that would like?
Yes, miss.
Go ahead.
We choose Steve Jobs because we think he's one of the most important businessmen all around the world. And um, some things we can learn about Steve Jobs. It's love what you do. Um, don't be afraid to take risks and keep it simple. I don't know. He's a man really brave and um, he take some risk around of his life, and he is so, I don't know how to say it, really I don't know how to say hombre de éxito, and um, he got one of the most big and important, um, I don't know how to say empresa. Let me think. Um, maybe company. Yeah, maybe company. One of the most biggest companies in the world, and it's all for my part.
All right. Excellent job. So yeah, a very successful man, right? Um, I like and I see a lot of qualities here, like question everything, right? Being critical on things, take risks, love what you like to do. Obviously, keep it simple. Money need not dictate your projects. Okay, technology. He was very, very surrounded by technology, right? So excellent job. I like your poster and the type of even the type of font that you used. Visionary, genius, and then his obviously very known Apple company. So good job. Thank you so much, team 2. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take someone else. Here I have Claudia. Claudia's team. Let's see. It is team number um it's team number 1. Okay. So here we have team number 1. Go ahead and just explain us very briefly anything that it's very outstanding and also things that are relevant and the qualities that this particular leader has. So go ahead.
We're team number one, and we're gonna talk about Nelson Mandela. The everyone knows Nelson Mandela, but we're gonna talk you the most relevant and most important things. What makes the qualities that makes him a good leader? He fought for the rights for the of the people. He was the first black man activist. He's very charismatic, and he loved he's been loved by many people. He traveled the country to gain support for non-violent protests against the National Party racist laws. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in jail as a politician prisoner for standing up for his beliefs and for acting against the government that he believed was committing egregious abuse against its citizens. Okay, but Nelson Mandela also he was a man of peace. He was very positive. He had a powerful presence, and he was a cheerful person. He has the ability to motivate others. And here's a image about her, and that is all.
Okay, sorry for changing it. So, thank you so much, Team One. We can see that the courage that he has, the charisma, his empathy to people, being very positive. Uh, these are kind of characteristics that made him unique, or makes him unique actually. So good job. Thank you so much for that information, Team One. Now let's go ahead and move on with the next team. And as I said, this is just a practice, guys, because not right now, maybe later on, I will ask you for probably an assignment or maybe a presentation of yourself of something um, about some topic. So let's get used to it. Okay, so we have another Nelson Mandela. Let's see. Um, Let me present it. This is team number 4. Is team number 4? No,
No, team number
team
three.
number 3, right? Yeah. Go ahead, team 3.
All right, I'm gonna wait to okay. Okay, we choose Nelson Mandela too. Who is he? He is Nelson Mandela, an activist who fought for his ideals.
The best leader against the racists, the 1994 election made Mandela the first black president of
So an important part of the life of Nelson Mandela was Evelyn Mays, who was a CNA activist. He worked, he know to Evelyn in Sisulu's house.
Mandela initiated the Reconstruction and Development Plan, which allocated large amounts of money to improve the standard of living of Black South Africans in matters such as education, housing, health, and employment. Um, and this is a famous phrase that is, "I live for an ideal which I am disposed to die."
All right. And overall, what could you say that the qualities of Nelson Mandela are? What are these qualities that he has?
The leadership or something like that.
I think that he was a person that um, mm, liked to make the things right. I mean, the correct way. Um, I think that that part it connects with the final phrase that is, "I live for an idol which I am disposed to die." I mean, making making the correct things.
Okay. Like a very, very um clear person, right? Someone that loved peace but also helping others, and excellent leadership, definitely. He does have leadership. All right, well, thank you, you guys. Thank you for your posters, your presentations. Um, the only observations that I could make, and this is in general, that whenever we're gonna make a presentation or something, let's try to delete as many words and try to come up with thing. The people will pay more attention to what you say instead of what they are reading on the poster or on the presentation. But as I mentioned, this is nothing against the grade or anything. This is just for practice. So I just wanted to see the way that you get organized and all that. So let's go ahead and then start for today's class. Now, yesterday, what about yesterday? What were we seeing yesterday in class? So let's go ahead and recap a little bit of what we saw yesterday's class.
The emails between relatives.
Okay, we were taking a look on the emails within relatives, right? Yes. What else? What else did we see? Ismael.
We saw some ways to write an email by informal way and formal way.
Okay, yes. We were taking a look at some phrases that we can use for formal and informal. What else? What else can you remember from yesterday?
how to identify some adjectives when we are writing an email.
Okay, how to identify some adjectives? Okay. Yeah, maybe sometimes we kind of are describing a place. We might be describing even ourselves, right? And especially if we don't know the other person. Anything else to add? What about the paragraphs? What can we say about the paragraphs? When do we use them? What's the appropriate way to use them? Jonathan?
When we are making closing sentences or questions, opening sentences, and information about the country where we live.
All right. So yeah, this will all depend on whatever you are writing on a paragraph. And one of the things that we have to keep in mind is that paragraphs will always talk about the same topic. Whenever you want to start a new idea, remember that we start a new paragraph. Okay, so let's go ahead and move forward on today's class. So I'm going to show you a picture, and then I'm going to need for you to tell me what can be a representation, or what do you get out of that picture. Okay, it's not that one. So here we have, it says like huge mansion, car, guitars, table to put money on, bank book, books, piano, his imagination, and here it's all the stuff. So what does that represent to you guys? What do you get out of this picture? What does the car, the guitars, the table, the books, the mansion, what does all this represent? Anyone?
Music class.
A music class? Okay. Okay, maybe a music class. There are so much stuff on the picture. Okay. What could all these things on the picture could represent to this person? What do all these things mean or represent to this person right here with the nice suit and his imagination? Ismael.
Maybe represent um, his studio, or his dream house. Maybe, I don't know.
All right. So yeah, his studio. So we would say that all these things belong to him, right? So they are possessions, right? Possessions. So possessions, obviously, we know that it's meant something we own, or something that belongs to us. Now, this is not a very cool picture, supposedly, and I don't know if you kind of figure it out that it was supposed to be John Lennon, right? It's a picture I took from internet, but um, let's focus a little bit more on possessions. Now, what are some reasons that certain possessions or things that important to people? So why do we have things that belongs to us? Why are some reasons that we have certain possessions? So what are these reasons that could mean, or what are these reasons that could be something, or the cause that it's something or a possession it's important to us? So why would I say that my car it's something very important to me?
Maybe not the car, but will be a relic for or a gift from someone.
Okay, maybe a reason it's because someone gave it to you. Okay, yeah, yeah. So because someone gave you something, right? Maybe that's the reason why something is important to you. And then Omar is saying it could be a sentimental value. Definitely, yes. What other reason can come up to your mind? Maybe one that I could give is that something can represent an effort that you did. Maybe you worked a lot to in order to obtain that specific object or that specific thing. So maybe just because it represents the effort that you put on things. Any other reason that you can think of? If not, going to the next question, think about your own things that you own. Do you have a possession that you never use, you never see because it's in a box or closet, but you just can't get rid of it? Is there something in particular that you say, oh no, I can't throw this away, but I don't want to, but I don't use it, so you just have it there in your closet? Can you think of anything?
Yes, teacher.
And what is it?
For example, I have a guitar that was from my grandpa, but I don't use it because it's very old. But it's very special for me,
Okay.
so I don't uh, throw away.
Okay, yeah, a very, very sentimental value can make us keep things that even though we don't use, we do just don't want to throw them away. So great example. Any other example? All right, so got it, Octavio and David. It's okay. Ismael, go for it.
It's not my case, but for example, an action figure we cannot open because they um, rest its value.
Okay, maybe kind of collections, right? When we collect something and if we take it out from the box, from the original, it might lose some value of what you can probably give it away. So yeah, great example. All right, so let's go ahead and see a video. This video represents maybe our childhood. So I will just play it for a minute or so, and then you're just going to kind of watch out what's going on the clip, okay? So
Wheezy? Is that you?
Hey, Woody.
What are you doing up here? I thought Mom took you to get your squeaker fixed months ago. Andy was so upset.
Nah, she just told him that to calm him down, and then put me on the shelf.
Well, why didn't you yell for help?
Well, I tried squeaking, but I'm still broken. No one could hear me. Besides, the dust aggravates my condition. What's the point in prolonging the inevitable? We're all just one stitch away from here to there.
Yard sale. Yard sale! Yard sale! Guys, wake up! There's a yard sale outside! Yard sale? Sarge, emergency roll call!
Sir, yes, sir! Red alert! All civilians fall in position now! Single file! Let's move!
Ham? Here. Potato head, Mr. and Mrs.
Here.
Twickus. Check.
I hate yard sales! Ah! Someone's coming!
Okay, let's see what's up here.
all right, so what's going on in this clip? Jonathan?
Andy's mom is selling some junk toys. Well, a lot of toys and stuff.
Okay, maybe some things that that are not longer useful, right? Ismael.
The toys are scared because they don't want to be sold.
Okay, so thank you so much. Yeah, we can see that there is a yard sale, right? A garage or yard sale. So usually sometimes it gets to a point that we accumulate so much things, so many things that we cannot have them more on our closets or in our house. So then that's what yard sale or garage sale comes to. Now, with all this being said, what do you think we will be talking about today? It's going to be like our main focus for today's class? And then we have Ismael.
Maybe today's topic is possessions.
Okay, possessions. Any other guess? So, well, we're going to be talking about, yes, possessions, about things that we have had for a while. It could be objects, it could be things in our life. We will see. So this is part of Unit 2.1. Now, we're going to go ahead and start right away with this post. And first of all, the picture that we have here on the right side, what do you think they're doing? And why do you think they are doing that? So, what are these two people doing and why? Jonathan?
Maybe they are creating a podcast because I don't know, for sponsors or talking about a movie or something like that.
Okay, podcasts for sponsors. Okay. And what about you, Ismail?
Maybe they are cleaning um, the garage or any room for get more free space.
Okay, maybe cleaning, getting more space. All right, so we will figure it out in this post. Now, I would need uh three people. Three people to help me out reading, and we're gonna see and at the same time I want for you to focus like what things do they mention on the post. We have different options here. Obviously, not all of them are correct. So let's pay attention to what are the things that they mention on the post. So, Jonathan, you will read from It's Time for a Big all the way to Useless. Then, Alan Daniel, you will go from For Example all the way to Their Special. And Aaron, you will read the rest, which is from So to Even Better. Okay, go ahead and start.
It's time for a big cleanup. Have you ever felt that way? We've lived here since 2013, but a lot of our stuff is still in the garage. Our car has been outside for 2 years, so we've finally decided to do something with all of the stuff. But I've never sold anything in my life, so I'm not sure which things people will want to buy and which things are useless.
For example, we have two old bikes. We haven't ridden them for years. I have some boxes of comic books. I have had them. I have had them because since I was 12, but they are in good condition. I also found a box of outdated computer games. A friend gave them to me, but I have never actually played them. There's also a brand new bookcase in the garage. It's plain, but it's okay. And I have collected a lot of travel souvenirs over the years: pictures, plates, hats. They are all in a big box. I have no idea if anyone else will think they are special.
So, if you have any ideas about what I can sell, great. And if you want to buy something, even better.
All right, excellent. So let's go ahead and check out the things that he mentions. Um, so what of all these ones that are here on exercise B are the things that it was mentioned on the post? So which ones were mentioned? Did they
Uh,
mention about bikes, dishes?
for example, bikes, souvenirs also, a bookcase.
All right, so bikes, bookcase, souvenirs, what else? What else was mentioned? There are two more things. Jonathan?
Also, comic books, computer games.
And yes. So basically on the post, it was mentioned like bikes, comic books, souvenirs, computer games, bookcase. Excellent. Now, this is not for homework. This is something we're going to do here in the class, but I would need for you to help me out with all this. So, first question, how long has Ethan lived in that house? If we go back to the post, how long has he have been living there? Wendy.
2013.
Since 2013. 2013. Then next question, why does Ethan want to get rid of his stuff? Why is he doing this?
Because the car has been outside for 2 years.
Okay, yeah, maybe because of that, or even only because there's just a lot of things in his garage, right? Maybe he just wants to get rid of everything in there. Thank you. Next question. Does Ethan know that people want to buy? Does he actually knows that people wants to buy things? Yes, no, and what backup can you make? So what do you think? Does
Sorry.
yeah, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I think he don't know, but it's like he wants to get away from these things, so he's like he wants to sell it, and but he has no idea. He's not sure that people will buy their stuff.
Okay, so maybe he just wants to get some ideas, but without knowing whether they want to buy or not. Yes. And then is all of Ethan's stuff old? Is everything that he has in his garage old? So everything that Ethan has in his garage, is everything old or are there new things in there? Fernando.
He has some old but new things. For example, their bikes are old, comic books are old, but he has what he say, a new bookcase and all that. He has both, some old and some new things.
All right, so yeah, a combination of both, right? Now, thank you so much. Number 5, what has Ethan never used? What is something that he had never used from his garage? All right, so the bookcase. Yeah, I mean it's brand new, right? So he probably kept it maybe thinking that he might use it someday, but then he didn't. So, yes. Thank you so much. Okay, last question. What has Ethan collected? What are the things he had collected? Or what is something that he has collected that he has actually in his garage? And we have Ismael.
He collects some comic books. Um, he he get it when he was 12, and I think collect a lot of travel souvenirs, pictures, plates, hats.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, maybe his comic books and even the souvenirs. Yes, definitely. So, thank you. And thank you so much, Claudia, also. Now, let's go ahead and move on. Here on this next part, we're gonna just take a look at the vocabulary. We're gonna do this really as maybe we're not gonna spend much time on this, but I still want to get through it. So let's see at the expression. We have 1 through 6, and then we have A through F. Now, I want for you to kind of relate and match the ones that are opposites. So, what would be the opposite of brand new? Jonathan?
Um, Used.
Used, right? Yes, in good condition. What is the opposite of good condition?
Damage?
Ismael? Okay. So, in good condition, damage could be the opposite. Yes. What about plain? Something plain. Aaron? Or anyone? Jonathan?
Fancy.
Fancy, right? Plain, it's something like, not too much. Well, I give out the next one. So outdated, it's something the opposite, it's modern. What about special? Alan?
Common.
Special and common, right? And then Octavio?
Useful.
Yes, something useless, it's the opposite, it's something useful, right? Now, here we have the same words, however, now with definitions. So I will give you maybe 2 minutes to start kind of relating or matching the answers, and then we will share whatever definitions you have for each word, okay? All right, so 2 minutes for that. Please match the definitions with the words, and then we will share it in a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and share the definitions that we have for all these words. So number one, it's number nine. I'm sorry, it's already given, which is special. It's something that it's not ordinary or usual. What about brand new,
I.
Jonathan?
Okay, letter is using the newest design or technology.
So something brand new. Well, instead of newest design, I think it will be more like something it's completely new, which will be in this case D. All right. Let's go ahead with number two, common. Ismael?
It's letter F, existing in large numbers.
Letter F. Thank you. Next one, damage. Octavio.
Letter H, not helpful, doesn't work well.
Letter L, actually. Something broken or harmed. Maybe that it's something like, well, we will see it in the next words. But yeah, thank you so much. Next one, 4, fancy. Alan?
Letter B, decorative, complicated, and or expensive.
Great. Number 5, in good condition. Omar? Letter E, right? In good shape. Yes, something modern. Aaron?
Number 6, modern, is letter I, using the newest design or technology.
Okay. What about number 7, plain? Jonathan?
Plain is letter K and it is not decorated.
Not decorated. Yes. Omar, next one, number 8, outdated. Letter C, old and not useful anymore. Yes. What about used? 10, number 10. Armando?
Is letter J.
Letter what, I'm sorry?
J. Not new, only some
Okay.
minutes before you.
Before you, right? So, yeah. Something that it was owned before you. What about 11? Useful. Ismael?
Letter G, helping you do things.
Yes. And useless, if you can help me out reading it, Jonathan?
Useless is letter H, not helpful, doesn't work well.
Perfect. Okay, so maybe this is kind of the definitions, how we can guide, and this is some vocabulary that we could use in order to describe possessions, right? Sometimes we might have something that it's damaged, something that it's fancy, something brand new, something used, etc. Now we're gonna skip this part because I think we got the point of the words. And we're going to move forward to what our topic or things that we have to cover for today will be. Now, we have something that it's called the present perfect using ever, never, since, and I forgot to add, but for also. Using ever, never, since, and for. Now, who could tell me what is present perfect? when do we use this type of tense, or what structure can we find on present perfect? So what comes to your mind when you hear the word present perfect? And if not, it's okay. I will tell you. So present perfect, it's this type of tense that actually we know that something occurred at the past on an indefinite time. There's kind of no clue, or maybe there could be a clue when it happens, but the thing is that it happened in the past, but it still continues in the present. So usually the structure for present perfect, it's what I'm gonna be uh, putting on the chat. Have or has plus the past participle. Whenever we see the combination like have been, have gone, had eaten, have whatever, we will know that we are talking about something that started in the past and it still continues in the present. Now, we're going to see the present perfect with a combination of ever and never. Also with since and for. Now, present perfect with ever and never. Now, ever, when we say ever, it means at the time. When something occurs at the time. And a way to identify this is by having the word have and then the past participle, which is played, right? So we will find it in between usually, and I say usually because there is always exceptions, but usually you will find it between the word have and the word, the past participle. In this first one, since it's a question, don't forget that we need to add the subject. But then when you go to positive statements, you can see that it's has or have, then the word ever, and then heard, right? Ever and never. Also, we have never, right? So never, it's basically the contraction of not ever. So instead of saying not ever, we just say never. And this is more related to negative statements. Something that it's a negative statement will be more into never. And the same thing happens. Maybe in this first example, it doesn't show us like the common structure. However, remember that there is always exception, but we will always see time to time that it's the same way or same order of as in ever, since we have or has, never or ever, and then the past participle. Those two things, or these two things, it's to tell some experience, okay? We are talking more about experiences. Have you ever watched Disney movies? So this is either we have the experience of watching those Disney movies or not. Have you ever drive, I don't know, 100 miles in the night or something? So it's talking about experiences, right? So whenever we see ever and never with along with the present perfect, it's because we're talking about experiences. Any questions about this so far, guys? Or raise your hand if all it's clear for now. Okay. All clear. So yeah, don't forget it's have or has, then the word ever or never if it's a negative statement, and then the past participle. Thank you so much. You can lower your hands now. Now, the next thing we have to see is using for and since in present perfect. So whenever we are talking about for, It's whenever we talk about a period of time, a length of time, giving a specific timing on things. Then if we go to since, whenever we use present perfect with since, it's basically talking about a point in the past, something that started in a very specific time in the past. So here's some examples for 8 years. You have played football for 10 years, 10 years being the period of time that this person has played. And then on the other hand, we have, I haven't ridden a horse since I was 9. So maybe starting at the age of 9, this person could have just stopped riding horses. So since it's more whenever we want to talk about a specific time in the past for present perfect, and for it's more for a length of time or a period of time. Questions on that? No questions? All right. If you have questions, please stop me. Now let's go ahead and fill some grammar. And here we have the first one. So we use the present perfect with, who would like to complete that thought? When it shows when an action or event started. So what do we use, for or since? And I'm sorry, Ismael?
We use since.
Okay, so yeah, since we start from a point of time in the past, we will use since, right? What about number 2? Pablo?
Use the present perfect with for and a period of time. It shows the length of time of an action or event.
Okay, so for, it's used for a period of time, right? All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and have a small practice. We have for and since. And here I got a few words that we can relate either for or for since. We're gonna start here a few weeks and then go on this way, okay? So a few weeks, do we use for or since? Go ahead, Ismael.
We use for.
Yes. Thank you. Next one, 2010. For or since? Alan.
Since.
Since, right? Yes. Yesterday. Pablo.
Since.
Since, right? Yes. Aaron, 10 days.
Could be 4.
4, right? Because it's a period of time. Octavio, years.
4.
4. Excellent. Also, period of time. The party. Wendy.
Since.
Since, right? Since it's a starting point. We were at university. Jonathan.
Since.
Since, right? Yes. 3 years. Alan.
Since.
Actually, it's for. Remember that it's like a period of time, so it will be for. Now, New Year's Day. Jonathan.
Since.
Since, right? Yes. Samuel, I was 15.
Since.
Okay. Yes. Ages. Jonathan.
For.
For. And then a long time, Alan?
4.
For. All right. So, excellent. I think we dominate this part. And here it's just like more examples of the use of present perfect with ever and never and the use of present perfect with for and since. Don't forget, see the
Teacher.
structure. Yeah.
So since it's for a moment that it's like specific and for it's like more general.
Yes. And more than just general, we would say for a period of time. Like for 6 years, I've been here for 10 years, things like that.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, since it's just like a starting point. All right. And also don't forget ever and never we have or has, ever or never, and then the past participle. And then for and since, it could be at towards the end. Sometimes you can even say since 19 whatever, start out with the word since. So there's no specific order on this ones. Commonly, we will find it towards the end, but there's not like a rule that will say, hey, you have to use since and for towards the end of the sentence. So this is for experience, and well, this is just to give a specific or a period of time. Let's move on. Now, here we have an exercise in which we have to obviously complete it. And the way also to complete it is that you have to make the sentence look like a present perfect without forgetting to use ever, never, for, since, depending on what they ask you on each one. So here, you ever buy car, right? So have you ever bought, since remember that we use past participle, so it will be bought a car. Don't forget used articles to make it more complete sentences or questions. So for this, I will give 5 minutes and then we will share the answers, okay? So 5 minutes. 5 minutes to complete this and then we will move forward. All right. So let's go ahead and share the answers. So number 1, have you ever bought a car? What about 2? What would number 2 be? Jonathan.
We haven't seen Maria for a few years.
Excellent. Yes. Number 3. Aaron?
Have they never cleaned their garage?
Okay. So a question, but more like an exclamation. They have never cleaned their garage. All right. But yeah, the question it also works. Thank you. Next one, number 4. Jonathan?
You have lived in the same house for 11 years.
Excellent. Yes. Next one, number 5. Alan.
Have you ever visited your family?
Has he ever visited your family? Excellent. Number 6. Jonathan.
Nadia has not played computer games since she was 16.
Perfect. Number 7. Jonathan?
Roberto has driven his car for a long time.
Okay, so maybe has had instead of driven, had. Because here we have the verb has. But yeah, Robert has had his car for a long time. Excellent. And number 8. Go ahead, Alan.
I have not eaten meat since 2015.
Okay. And instead of eat, maybe eaten, right? Because it's the past participle. But yeah, otherwise, I haven't eaten meat since 2015. Okay, thank you so much. Now, let's go ahead and do an activity. I'm gonna create an assignment for this. And what I want for you to do is to make an infographic that includes the following information. So this information is about yourself. Things that you, for example, I have lived in whatever place for 15 years, for all my life, for you name it. And what I want for you to do is to make it in a way of an infographic. I don't know if you know what that is. It's some sort of the same as maybe what is that? I'm sorry. A way like a poster, kind of a poster, but it's a specific type of format. So here I'm sending on the chat. Take a look. Even if you go to Google and just put infographic template or something, it will give you websites where you can create one that looks similar to this. All I want for you to do is to go ahead and complete the sentences. However, make it creative with an infographic, meaning you have to not just do this, but also include it in a form of infographic. Questions of what we are going to be doing? So it has to look somehow like the one that I shared on the chat, however, with your sentences included, okay? It's going to be individual. And I'm going to create an assignment that in which you could add whatever you um, gave for answers for this exercise, okay? So questions, is all clear? Yes, no?
No, teacher.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and start working on it at 2:40. We will just continue with the last activity. So I will give you 15 minutes, almost 16 minutes in order to work on this, okay? If you have questions, I will be here on the call. All right, so I have created the assignment and you can upload it as soon as you are done. Yes, what's your question? Oh, I'm sorry.
Here, graphic with those sentences.
Sorry, can you repeat it one more time?
Yes, teacher. We have to the infographic be answering. Well, putting an answer on the line. I don't know if I.
Yes, so basically these are like kind of the sentences that you having to include in the infographic. So the infographic, it's just like this huge poster, and you just have to include the sentences that are here, I believe on page 13, and you just have to fill them with your own information.
Understand now. Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. And well, I don't want to, I will leave this assignment open. It's going to be open for today, before 11:59. So make sure to complete it and turn it in, okay? Now, I just want to do a last activity before you go, so I can let you guys go, and we won't spend a lot of time here. So I don't know if you have ever heard of never have I ever. Or in Spanish, I think it's like yo nunca or something like that. So this is a kind of a game that it talks about things that you have never ever done, right? So what I want for you to do is you're going to take a look on the following sentences and then think about the things you have never ever done, and you're going to give a point for each thing that you haven't done. For example, if you haven't got a broken bone, put yourself a point because it's something that has not happened to you, that you have never haven't done it. So you will be giving yourself 1 point for each thing that you haven't done. Okay? Take a look, read it for you, and then whenever you get the total of points, make sure to share it on the chat. Okay? So start counting. How many points did you got out of this list?
Sure. What is dye my hair like paint?
I'm sorry, can you repeat it one more time?
Yeah. What is dyed my hair?
Dyed my hair. Oh, like put another color on it.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, like giving some other color on your hair. Okay, Wendy. My score is 6. I have 16 points. Okay. Okay, so 9 points, 13 points, 19 points, 11 points. Okay. Okay, so 11, 16 points, 14 points. $12 points, okay. And then what other things aside 10 points? Okay. What other things aside from the sentences that we have here can you say? So something you never, have you ever? Anything outside from these sentences here? It could be never have I ever being on a plane, never have I ever being on a boat, things that you haven't done. What other things can you say? Oh, okay, Pablo. You should go one day. I bet that you will like it. Thank you, Pablo. What else? What other things you have never done? So you never have ever what? Been on Disneyland. Yeah, me neither, Alan. We share that. Okay. What else? What could be other things that you haven't ever done? The Rosa de Guadalupe, okay. So that's good, Omar. Just kidding. So never have I ever seen the Rosa de Guadalupe. All right. And people are reacting like okay. So I think, I have never broken a bone. You're so fortunate about that. So great job, guys. Now, I think with that, we will finish our session for today. Don't forget to upload your infographic before 11:59. You never have ever had a real life Pokemon. Okay. I've ever been drunk. Oh, okay. So different things. All right. So before we go, guys, what is something that you're gonna remember for tomorrow? Something that you learned, guys, today. What did you learn today?
Well, I learned how to use since and for.
Okay, we learned how to use since and for, right? The present perfect. Okay, Omar. Yes. What else? What else did we learn today? Or something that we will remember for tomorrow. Ismael.
I learned how to describe possessions.
Describe possessions, right? Yes. Aaron, go ahead.
The present perfect and how to make it work with an infographic. The infographic activity.
Okay. Perfect. So even infographics, right? We learned infographics today. Okay, guys. Stuff which we have possessions, right? Belongings, possessions, things that we own, and even things that we want to keep, but sometimes we don't use them any longer, right? So, yes. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Don't forget to upload your infographic, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, teacher. See you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Miss.
for those
See you
comments.
tomorrow.
See you, teacher.
Thank you, guys. See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, teacher.
Thank you, teachers.